I usually wear a fucking watch. Oh, I gotta play catch up here. So many reviews I didn't get to do, you know? I'm going crazy. Oh, Hereditary. I gotta do one on that too. Why am I recording this? Well, shit. That's useless. I'm gonna do something really quick. You know, when I went to the theater, I didn't want to see A Star is Born, so let's just get that out of the way. Right from the trailers, it was a movie that never interested me and didn't seem that compelling. I don't know, seems like the kind of movie a basic blonde sorority girl would like. Sorry, Irene. But not sorry. And if not for the fact that it is Bradley Cooper's directing debut, I never would have made an effort to see it. This movie turned out more or less what I expected. It's not a great film, I don't think so, but rather a solid debut from Cooper as a filmmaker, and a defining on-screen presence from Lady Gaga. Honestly, she got robbed at the Oscars, like Olivia Colman. I saw The Favorite, yeah, I don't hate her as an actress, just that her performance was annoying and just, again, Emma and Rachel were better in that movie than Olivia was, and Lady Gaga should have taken it, honestly. She was the best part of this movie. Apparently this is the 4th version of this story that has been remade over the years. I had no idea about any of this, nor any likeness this iteration shares with the others, since I haven't seen them. So I'll just talk about this 2018 one. You know, Bradley Cooper's always fascinated me. I remember seeing interviews of him from inside the actor's studio as one of those acting students, and you could tell he had that drive, and you saw that he always wanted to make films, but I think he took the approach to be an actor first, but in doing, you could tell he was interested in directing his own movie, so I'm glad he at least got to direct something, even though, again, not a great movie, but for his debut, it's pretty good. It's alright. I hope to see more from him. Hopefully he can, you know, not make formulaic movies. Bradley Cooper plays Jackson Maine, a singer with a hearing problem, and a deep relationship with alcoholism. The movie dives right in on one of his performances, showing him popping pills on stage right before he grabs his guitar and heads to the mic. The camera dogs up and down, and all around and close to Cooper in handheld shots. Lady Gaga is Allie, a waitress with an annoying boss, who sings to herself when she's on garbage duty. I like how the opening title is put here. Nice move, Bradley. She performs at a drag bar in her free time, the same bar that Cooper drunkenly stumbles into after his show, looking for more booze. Allie performs a version of La Vie en Rose. Jackson admires her from the bar. She ends her number sprawled out in front of him, and Cooper holds on a shot of her face sideways, painted in red light as she looks at him. It's here we know the two of them will fall in love. The following scenes between them are fairly effective. Gaga and Cooper elevate some really bland writing into more believable moments. The acting is better, far better than any of the writing. I think Cooper and the other filmmakers focus more on the songs rather than the dialogue or story. The music is alright for the most part, although later Lady Gaga has some wonderful solos. Jackson believes in Allie's talent and forces her to sing on stage with him. Gaga's performance here is kind of incredible, for she, as Lady Gaga, someone almost everyone knows, has to sing here as someone who has never been heard on a grand scale, and to do so with all the emotions that come with the disbelief and excitement and crippling self-doubt of performing, and do it like it's the first time. Tell a Hall of Famer to knock it out of the park, but like you've never stepped in the park before. I believed you, Stephanie. I believed you fully in this scene. Obviously, she poured much of her real-life experiences and struggles in the music industry into this. And even though Lady Gaga says Allie's story is a bit different from her own, she is still insecure about herself from all the years of hearing that she had the voice but not the look. And that's exactly the first words that Allie uses when speaking to Jackson about her talents and anxieties about them. Specifically about how she has a big nose. And the movie doesn't let you forget that. Cooper based his lower voice and accent that he uses for Jackson on Sam Elliott, who plays his manager and half-brother in this movie. They have an uneasy and unsure relationship because of their long-past father's drinking problems. While Lady Gaga is perfectly cast for her role, I felt for Jackson that Bradley Cooper did well, but could have been played by several other actors. That isn't a knock on Cooper or anything like that. The role of Jackson just isn't as deep or present as Allie's. And herein lies the problem with this movie. For so much of it, I felt that there was something missing. Maybe many things missing. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And I think it's that Jackson's descent into his vices just doesn't make for great storytelling or filmmaking. With scene after scene of Cooper drinking and doing drugs, this is not compelling. And as Allie rises in fame, Jackson must fall. Jealousy comes out. This is as by the numbers as you can get. And it's why the ending took me by surprise. Because it deviates from this so hard. And is why many people will leave the theater thinking they've seen a great movie. But more on that later. But not really, since it's spoiler territory. But I guess it's... This movie fucking came out in October. I'm sure you've all seen it. Stories like these have their staples. And also their cliches. A Star is Born avoids some, but disappointingly keeps others. At least Allie's manager is not secretly out to destroy or sleep with her, and for that I'm grateful. But still, this dumb triangle between the fame of Allie and her manager, and Jackson's addiction problems is unbelievably dumb. At least Rafi Gavron does nicely here as that manager, and represents the studio's control over the stars. But also there are straightforward scenes like him sitting next to Allie and saying, "You've just been nominated for 3 Grammys, including Best Original Artist." Maybe scenes like that will work for you, but I find them pathetically weak. I sit there and groan that I have to watch a forced reaction to an inevitable beat in the script. And geez, this script... The dialogue for sure is not great, and does not do a good job of keeping us interested for most of the runtime. As I said before, the acting is much better than this writing. If not for Cooper and the powerhouse of Lady Gaga, I probably would have left the theater tired and angry. But there is a great line uttered by Cooper later on. "It was you I idolized, not Dad." Cooper's delivery here is heartbreaking. He chokes out the words in a painful departure. He said in an interview that it was the scene that scared him the most. You'll know why when you see it. I'm glad Bradley Cooper got to direct this, though. I remember watching old episodes of Inside the Actor's Studio and seeing a young Cooper, then a student of the acting school, eagerly question any guest Lipton had on there. The passion and investment was always there in his eyes. And when I watched the behind-the-scenes commentary on The Hangover done by the cast, I noticed that while Ed Helms and Zach Galifianakis joked around, Cooper was seriously talking about the craft of Todd Phillips directing. I instantly knew he always wanted to be a director. I can forgive A Star is Born for its weaker writing because it was an ambitious undertaking by him. And I certainly think he has an amazing career behind the camera ahead of him. I just wish more time had been put into the writing, and that we had lingered longer with Allie before she became famous. It all happened so fast, and then not much happens but those series of performances and giving in to demons. As a musical, it's okay, I guess. Not as offensive as fucking La La Land, for goddamn sure. I think there's 2 or 3 really good songs, but the others felt more like background music for these stars. Long after this movie comes and goes, people will remember Lady Gaga and the ending. And the ending. The ending which I cannot talk about for those who haven't seen it. The handling of which shows Cooper's strength as a director more than any other moment in the movie. And shocked me that he had the courage to keep the conclusion that a certain character would never have found his way out of. And later a key edit that is as powerful a mark as any storyteller could hope to hit. How I wish the rest of the movie was better. The ending is almost too good for this film. And so is Lady Gaga, who was unrecognizable to me in all the marketing. She is this movie. And I don't think there is anyone on this planet that thinks another actress could have taken the role. Her vulnerable and honest portrayal just makes you want to hug her. Shame on this screenplay for those dumber and standard moments. She's too good for this material. She deserved a better written part, with more heart-stopping music. Her and Cooper wrote and co-wrote many of the songs in this movie. And while I love that there was original music, I also lament that there wasn't much original dialogue or storytelling. Dave Chappelle's appearance acts like a turning point, and he grounds the movie's direction. I hated Dice Clay in this, though, and found him to be a ridiculous and unnecessary distraction. Allie's final singing performance in the movie acts as a counter to the opening one with Jackson. The camera glides around her in stable movements, unlike the drunken motions from earlier. And through it all is Stephanie's on-screen brilliance, shining through a forgettable script. A Star is Born nearly breaches the cancerous lines of Oscar-baity trash like Les Mis or La La Land, but doesn't because of her. And because of Cooper's direction, the movie marks the beginning of a great transition for the two. And I hope to see more from them, and root for the best. So yeah, okay movie, you don't really need to see it. I would have regretted seeing it if it wasn't for the ending and Lady Gaga. I don't know, this is just like a movie for Irene's. Oh man. I'm so sorry. But I'm not sorry. Sorority girls. Blondes. Basic bitches.
I'ma do shit to just piss them off. Say you never heard me, it's yo lost. They biting on my freestyles. They tell me make my money frontin' on that weed style. I tell them I be too old for it, and I gave my brother my ID. She independent, bet these bitches never find me.